wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more.
Don't be afraid of the bounce. See when your things levels gotta change to your mouth. How can I walk in doubt? Never been a beg, never been a loud mouth. Pen can go for days. I'm obsessed with it, can't change my ways. So blessed with it, what can I say? Top form staying in shape.
I wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more.
I'm gonna run it up, though you know your fun is up. James knew back when I was coming up, didn't wanna know then. Now I bet they're loving us no more. No R&R's, the bar is raised. If you know me, now I can bar for days. Nothing left to prove cause I've done enough. Lights out, still gonna keep the torch. Sugar little piece, wanna see some more?
I wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more. I wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more, see some, see some. I never mind if people change, I wanna try and heal my pain. How do you buy what can't be sold? How can you lie to me in my face, in my face, in my face, in my face, in my face? That's how I'm still gonna keep the torch. Sugar little beast, wanna see some more?
We about to move, son. Don't talk about it unless you do, son. I make the backyard feel like a stampede. I make a trash car feel like it's a Bentley. Hanging like a war hall or like a base seed. And hit the stage, turn the people into family. I'm talking back then, you didn't know me. But you feel it now, acting like the homie. Talking about, hey, can you feel it? Let me know if you feel it right now.
I said, okay, loser. We go way back, I won't say okay, boomer. Sweet, I brush my teeth, but still my tooth hurt. You cannot come to the cookout, get your hand up out the cooler. She was in my seat, I had to scoot her. She was at her knees, I had to boot her. She just left the team like we ain't knew her. She just left the team like, okay, loser. Okay, loser. I ain't out on my lonesome, they want me to lonesome. I son. I'm doing so much that costs a shoulder. I don't blow it all on a VVS boulder. I put the verse in the I put the girl in the top teeth. Rock on my hand, make the rock wanna flock to the stands, cause my op always watching. I said, okay, loser. We go way back, I won't say okay, boomer. Sweet, I brush my teeth, but still my tooth hurt. You cannot come to the cookout, get your hand up out the cooler. She was in my seat, I had to scoot her. She was at her knees, I had to boot her. She just left the team like we ain't knew her. She just left the team like, okay, loser. And I said, loser. Why the always coming out the woodwork? Don't know why she mad, cause ain't nothing I did to her. She just out here plotting on my, I call her steward. She the lowest, she so down and out of sewer. Growed up, back your age, you immature. Maybe one day you gon' create some allure. Maybe one day you'll be great and go on tour. Like me, hey, okay, loser. We go way back, I won't say okay, boomer. Sweet, I brush my teeth, but still my tooth hurt. You cannot come to the cookout, get your hand up out the cooler. She was in my seat, I had to scoot her. She was at her knees, I had to boot her. She just left the team like we ain't knew her. She just left the team like, okay, loser. Ay.
Broski, yummy. I just touched down in LA, the Spanish, my favorite. This that G, I keep it playing, so I put it on. She be in it, she just made a big. I got rolling over. Speeding to the money like I'm running from the feds. Roasting with my this say yeah. I'm like, whoa, see residuals, watch the money grow. I'm in flow, greatest story told, watch it all unfold. I'm like, whoa, reaping what I sow. Harvest getting bigger, they all froze. I unleashed my soul, now they taking pictures of it.
Eyes on the prize, it's my life sold up. 5:45, had the lights on us. Fries for the side of an ice cola. You know that ride till the tires fall off. She know I'm a D, I got a date with destiny. She coming to me, cause I got the flavors and recipe. She racing to me like an athlete. She took with the G's, then she know it. Yeah. It's eyes on the prize, I can't live life in disguise. Cause real recognize, I ain't gotta compromise. I keep it concise, the gang tight like ties. On the industry advice, I'm outside with some good fellas.
Well, the onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley. And we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You look at this Niner defense. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many?
7. I mean, think about that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Ready? Let's go now.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Childs. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. It's Deontay Banks with it. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing. But to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position. And to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
Now a first carry here for their running back. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A good run of 6 yards there, gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Go.
And they'll run again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Still going inside the 20. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. You look at this Cowboy defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. The field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. And it's a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 2nd and 9 now. Going for the deep ball. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They did nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
19 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Through the middle of the field. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A big play there. 61 yards. And the Niners have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. The 49ers ready to kick it away. And here we go. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. CD, that's the 2nd time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a third and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game so far.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field. They'll try and throw for it. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's a foot race. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the 49ers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Looking downfield for Dobson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete. Now a second and 10.
Looking to throw. Childs. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
From the gun on third down. Childs looking downfield for Dobson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's Deonte Banks with it. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. And that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 33 yards that time.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Bates' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now a play fake here on first down. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Let's go now.
They'll drop to throw. Steps away. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Parsons. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Childs. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
He's going to sling this deep downfield, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Niners are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet. But they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Back to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Casey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping.
Oh, and now some space to operate. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
52 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Looking to throw. Childs. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
19 Lions.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 2nd and 13. Eluding the pressure right.
That is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
79 Broncos.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Now the extra point. Now the PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Childs. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. So they'd converted their first 2 4th down attempts. Not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that 3rd one, right? Didn't get it there.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Micah Parsons. And the Cowboys are going to have it here just past the 25.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Let's go now.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His big day receiving just keeps getting bigger. He's over 200 yards now on the afternoon. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Yeah, he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
From the gun on 3rd down, Childs. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. That's caught at the 25. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, give them credit. They're going to stay and fight this out to the end. 4th down, you've got to go for it. And they not only convert, but pick up some good yardage as well.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. 2nd and long. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Operating from the gun, Childs. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out. There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 70, Panther 11, Panther 11. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready, ready?
Now it looks like he'll throw here. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A very solid gain of 27.
There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. And not a good time for the sack on second and goal, a loss of 6, and now it's third down.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready, ready?
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And that one is incomplete, and now we're inside of 10 seconds. Just 9 remain.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Open man, that's the tight end fire move.
And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Go street.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.